brand new Red Bull racing machine has definitely seen in the Gran Turismo World Tour Nations Cup. So looks like the X2019 competition is now ready to go as part of the June 2019 update for Gran Turismo Sports. So looks like this is going to be good to go to be able to get ready for one good, excellent one-make race that this is going to be able to get everything ready to go. So before this we might be able to take the time trial that this is going to be able to get everything started. So let's see, this will might have a good settings performance on the X2019 competition. So the max horsepower is 804, max torque is 251.4, the weight pound is 1433, and the drivetrain is MR. So this is definitely the ultimate fastest racing machine compared to the X2014 standard, but now a competition model which is definitely perfect for the X2019. So take a good look at the 7-speed transmission gear, that this is going to be very excellent, that this is going to be quite perfect, that this is going to be able to take a lot more speed, that this will might be able to be prepared for. So this one might be able to take it for a test spin. So looks like this is going to be good to take the time trial race, that this one might be prepared. So looks like just going to be able to make sure this one might be able to have to get ready for a one-make race after this race for it. So I just want to make sure this will might be able to get ready for a qualifying time trial, that this one might be able to be prepared. So I hope that this is going to be brilliant, that this is going to be a good one-make race for race C, that this will be quite eligible to use the Red Bull X2019. Now take a good look at this engine sound. It is very enhanced, different like the X2014 standards. So right now this is going to be able to take the practice on Sardegna Road Track A, but this is going to be brilliant, that this is going to be able to get ready to be prepared for one good race and a one tough challenge, that we should probably be prepared for everything. So I hope you guys already have an X2019 competition. This is going to be very fast, that this is going to be able to take. But the engine itself is really loud, but it is very faster, that this is going to be able to take. So let's see how this will do, but this is going to be able to take a lot more skills to get. So same thing like the different interior styles of the Red Bull X series. So this is definitely the same type of the interior like the X2014 standards. So it does definitely work perfectly, but well, it's going to be very possible that this is going to be able to take a lot of skills that this one might be able to take. Well, kind of say that this is going to be able to take a lot of steering skills that we should probably be able to take, but it is pretty challenging, that it might be possible that this might be able to occur for mistakes. So right now, just having it for one tough time trial, that this is going to be able to get started. So I hope that this is going to be a one rough race, that I should probably be prepared for anything. So it is going to be possible to be able to take a lot of skills that this is going to be able to take, but it's kind of like that this is going to be able to learn to tame the masters of a high-speed race car, that this is going to be very advanced, that this is going to be able to take a lot more skills to get there. So it is going to be pretty tough, so we should probably able to learn to master the X2019 competition that this might be able to take. So as we saw it on the Gran Turismo World Tour, that this is going to be very good to see how the other players are using the X2019 competition for the Nations Cup. So this is going to be very good to have a full update, that this is going to be able to get everything ready. So looks like this is going to be the 5th car for this update, and this is going to be very fast and very challenging, and then this is going to be good to go for having a one good new endurance event, that this is going to be able to be prepared for anything. So looks like going to have to be able to do some quick options to be able to get ready. So it's going to be very tough, so we'll have to be able to do the best we can. This is going to be very competitive, that this is going to be able to take a lot more skills to be able to get better. So I'll just have to make sure, because everything has to be able to learn the skills, that this might be needed to overcome it. Okay, now this should be able to do a lot more better ways to be able to go. And this is going to be quite very excellent that this is going to be able to stay on any other safer turns position whenever it goes. But it's going to be able to take much more times that this wheel might be able to get better, or this wheel might be able to stay strong and faster that this is going to be able to take. So right now, this is going to be able to have a good fast record for only 1 minute and 44 seconds. So looks like the first attempt that this is going to be pretty tougher to learn about it, because this is all about learning the new car and the skills on any track that we should probably meet. It always talks about having practice for the race that we might be able to learn to overcome it. Alright, this is going to be able to have a 13-second gap, since taking one good trying out that this is going to be very experienced to be able to take a lot of basics that this one might be able to get. Alright, this should be good for 1 minute and 30 seconds, and now it's just going to have to go again, and this time this should be able to do concentration that this is going to be able to get, but it might be needed that this is going to be quite perfectly for a good one-make race, but this is going to be able to do a lot of more ways to be careful not to do anything to be getting caught up on the track, or definitely loses control. But it's important that we might be able to try and keep up and don't get caught up on any obstacles, that this is going to get pretty challenging, that we just really don't want to get enough bumps around. That could be giving the loop having a penalty result or decreased SR rating. So it should be possible that giving the traction control that this is going to be able to do safer, that this might need it to be able to help out. But it's pretty tough that we might be able to do a lot of more ways to get there. It gets pretty tougher, or maybe this is going to be able to take plenty of options that this is going to be able to take. So we'll make sure, try not to hit anything around the track. That could be causing much problems if we must be careful. Okay, this is going to get pretty rough that this might needs to be able to go again. So I had to be able to take a lot of practice that this should be able to get ready. Okay, there you go. This is going to be able to take much more better chances that this is going to be able to take the chances to be able to get ready. So let's go and let's try again and see how it works. This is definitely might be need to do a lot of more skills that this is going to be able to get prepped up and ready to go. Okay, this should be able to stay on the second gear, that if anything is possible, that this is going to be very challenging, that we should probably able to be very exercise caution. Okay, that should do it. We accelerate, and then this is going to be able to take a lot more better ways to be able to keep falling up the right direction. This is going to get very worked hard to be able to be as a professional X2019 racer. We'll be able to take the chances that this might be able to go up higher and faster. This is going to be giving a lot of basic work that this might be needed to be able to take the inside turns, that this is going to be giving a lot of efficiency. So follow up the signs whenever you're going to have to make the braking points at, so that might easily help out, that this is going to be able to learn to improve it. If anything is possible for having a little trouble mastering the X2019, this should be able to take better ways, that this is going to be able to have any other video helping tips to be able to drive the X2019 to go faster like a pro. That might help, that this is going to be able to get everything settled in, to be able to get ready to get some demonstration might get started. So let's go and take another fast lap, and this is going to be able to take the chances to be able to going in. Okay, now that should be quite very excellent, that this is going to be able to work faster and harder, that this is going to be able to take a lot of excellent speed, that this is going to be able to take the efficient performance, that this should be able to do a lot more faster. But try to be careful while taking the turns is going to be important, that we should probably be able to get. So that might help. but try not to hit too much because that could be loses control. That may cause a result of a penalty or having difficulties. So maybe this might give the example for having a little tough recklessness is going to be able to take a lot of problems that this might need to be able to slow down or keep up, that this is going to be able to do a lot more practice whenever we can. So this one might goes into the penalty line at the starting lane, and this is going to be able to do the best. So we have to make sure we have to be able to try to be careful, because this is going to be very tough race that this is going to be able to going in. Okay, let's just go at the last turn and proceed onto the penalty line, and this is where it also starts to slow down. Alright, so looks like this is going to be a practice complete, so this might take some time before the results are now definitely applied to be able to get everything started. So this is going to be the important race that we must be able to be very careful, folks. Try to have a good clean race. Don't get hit on each other or any walls, that this is going to be a little bit problem. And also try to avoid getting off the track. That could be getting a little bit problem that we might be able to be very careful. So we'll make sure this is going to be able to take a lot of more advanced skills that this one might need to be able to get ready to race with the X2019 competition. This is going to be one good daily race that this will might be able to take the chance for. So looks like this is going to be able to go and try it out with this nice awesome style library was created by G Millennium. So looks like he did very good to have all kinds of a Red Bull X2019 colors, has everything on it. So looks like good thing I also choose the blue color, which is the number 2. So this should be quite very excellent, that this should be might be able to use this library, that this will might be able to get ready for a brilliant one-make race, that this is going to be able to take a lot of more practice before racing begins. So looks like this is going to be able to take everything to be prepared for anything. So looks like it gets tougher or faster, that this is going to be a very good track that this is going to be able to use since the Nations Cup and World Tour at the Nürburgring. And this looks definitely might be able to see how it turns out, that this will might be able to feel fast and feel challenging, that this is going to be able to take a lot of more speed that this is going to be able to take. So now let's just going to go and be prepared for the most high speed challenge that this is going to be able to take on the corners. So 3 racing categories are now definitely enabled for use, so this one might be able to have to use it wisely, that this is going to be very tougher. So the transmission gear is definitely changed up differently by the balance of performance, so this should might be work very recommendedly, that this is going to be able to take a lot more ways to get there. So the power level and weight reduction level also to be decreased and increase the weight amount, that this is going to be able to do a lot better. So let's see how this will might be able to go faster to take on with a one tough fast lap that this is going to be able to take, since using the racing stock tires, that this is going to be able to work out very perfectly. So it's going to be very quickly, and be very cautious that this is going to be a one tough race, that this is going to be able to take a lot of corners that this is going to be able to take, but it will might have a semi-endurance race that this is going to be able to take. So we'll have to be able to take it nice and slow and keep going faster, because the corners are definitely might be made for the advanced skills that this is going to be able to take. Okay, so if I could probably able to take a lot of concentration studying skills, that this should probably able to do a lot more ways to be able to make it one good quick and make it a good improved track, that this should be able to do it. But watch out for that kind of a barrier. That could be a problem that we should probably able to avoid it. That should be very hazardous, that this is going to be very tougher, that we might be able to avoid the collision. Okay, this should be able to take much inside turns to be able to going in and then keep coming faster. And this should be able to do a lot more ways to go. Okay, just gonna make sure because brake lightly to be able to take it nice and slow, but if anything happens, this could be getting a little bit tougher ways that we might be able to learn to overcome and master the X2019, that this is going to be able to do it. Now, it's just going to be able to hold on to it, and then maybe this is going to be able to do a lot more better lap times, that this is going to be able to take a lot more improvements to get. So, it's going to get pretty difficult and pretty tougher if we should probably able to do it. So it's going to be able to do it nice and slow and keep coming faster, and this is going to be able to do a little bit tougher, that this is going to be able to learn to control of the X2019. It's going to be able to do a lot more ways to get there. Okay, that should do it. And now this is going to be able to take the fast lap that this is going to be able to take. So it's going to be doing a lot of possible ways to be able to do the inside technique. That should probably like this. So this may be able to do better, that the inside turns is definitely the best way of the choice, that this is going to be able to do it. Okay, and make sure, try not to take the outside turn. That could be causing much decreased gap distance amount whenever you're in first place. That is going to be very hard, that if we might be able to do it, it's going to be very advanced and very technique, that we should probably be able to take much more skills if this will be possible to do it. But it's going to be very hard, that we should probably be able to do a lot more skills that this should be able to take. Okay, looks like this is going to be able to do a lot more better, because this should be good enough for having a good lap time until this will might be prepared for anything. Okay. Now, this is going to be very excited for the nice engine sound has definitely heard. So this is going to be quite very excellent, that this is going to be good for a competition race, that this is going to be good like the Nations Cup. Perfect for the endurance race, that this will might be able to get it in. Now, looks like it's time to get ready to join in session and see which one of the drivers am I going to race. So this is going to be very excellent, that this is going to be able to have all the drivers who has that carbon fiber color, and now this is going to be very excellent, that this will be might be able to do it. But it's going to be very tough, so we should definitely try to do our best whenever we can. So this is going to be taking the tough lap times that this will might be able to work to achieve. 1 minute and 25 seconds, and this one in first place that has 1 minute and 23 seconds. That could be the hardest goal, that we just really want to achieve it. So this is going to be good to be able to have a good fast race. So this is going to be quite brilliant, that this will might be able to be prepared for anything. Better to watch out for any obstacles whenever we have to be careful not to hit anything or getting caught up on the track, that this is going to be important, that we need to be able to learn to drive fast carefully. But this is going to be a very tough one, that we might be able to brace. Alright, so this lap will also to take 13 laps, so this is going to get pretty difficult if we must be able to learn to drive fast and be quicker about it, because everything is going to be able to have racing stop tires for this race, and they also go for the medium, so that should be able to do a little bit safer, that this is going to be able to take. Okay, just try to be careful whenever you're trying to be able to make a good right direction, that this is going to be able to take. Well, probably Igor Braga has finally made it in first place in the Nürburgring at the World Tour Nations Cup. He did very excellent, that this is going to be able to take. Of course, don't overtake on the first turn. That could be the hard part, that this is going to be able to take. That could be the very caution part, that we just really need to be very careful. Okay, so looks like warm-up is good to go. So looks like everything is repositioned that this is going to be able to move into 12th place. So we'll make sure we'll have a good clean race, or anything is possible. Well, brace ourselves, you guys. This is going to be a one tough race that we should definitely want to be prepared. Alright, this is going to be a 14 car race, and this is going to be a grid start with a false start check. So just going to make sure this one might be able to keep a hold until this one might be able to get ready. Okay, wait for it. And here we go. Looks like green light is in the go. Now, this is going to get very tougher that we might be able to prepare ourselves on the first turn. So be sure that this is going to be a one tough turn, that this is going to be able to take a lot of passes. And oh, there it is. Looks like collisions might come to occur. So that could be the hard part, that we need to be able to be much careful. We just really don't want to have a lot of spin outs going on that time. That could be very cautioned, that this is going to be very tougher to be able to work faster and keep it going. So looks like everything is going to be able to take a lot of an important strategy that if we must be able to take. So everything is obstacle for the race, you guys, because this is going to get very tougher. So looks like Police Digital is definitely trying to be able to do our best. So we'll make sure this is going to be able to do a much better race, that if things go possible. Okay, 4-second gap is going to be able to keep it going. This is all about skills of survival, but I hope that this is going to be able to get better. And yep, sometimes hard accidents might happen, because it's going to be able to learn the skills of the X2019 competition. So we try to be able to do the best clean race, so we'll have to make sure that penalties will be occurred if we must be careful, because learn the skills of a racing is definitely might be giving the efficient that this is going to be very harder to get. Alright, let's just going to be able to take that turn, because this is going to get very exercise caution that this is going to be able to do it. Okay, just stay on the inside. That could be the only important strategy that this is going to be able to take. Good thing that the safety's on the traction control, that this one might be able to drive faster and safer, that this is going to be able to take. Okay, trying to get a hold of it, and now this is going to get pretty tougher, that this is going to be able to go up higher, that this one might be able to climb up. Okay. Try to make sure this is going to be the hard part, that we just really don't want to have outside corners. Okay, so just in case that this part of the turn might need to be able to have one brake at a time, so it is going to be doing a nope, stuck. Okay, well, that was embarrassing to have a stuck moment. Jeez, this is definitely might be able to have that embarrassing moment. Alright, so looks like on the 8th place, so let's see the fuel map. Okay, 77%. This is going to be able to do a little bit much quicker to be able to go fast as possible to get. Okay, still ghosting. Just trying to keep up, and then this is going to be able to work faster as possible, but this is going to be able to take. Okay, that's right, that should do it. Now, this is going to be able to take a lot more split screen to be able to go faster to quick it as possible to get there. But it's going to be able to do much stability precision that this is going to be able to get there. Always have the radar that this one might need to keep in track of the running movement. Okay, just going to have one turn that this is going to be able to go dot in, and then Oh man. Jeez, this is going to get too rough. That this is going to be able to drive careful that this is going to be able to get. Okay, looks like another opponent coming in. This is going to be able to do a quicker brake, and then this is going to be able to take that inside turn. Okay, that should do it. Now, let's go and climb back onto the top position. If anything has happened, that should be able to do much more quicker edge to do it. Okay, fourth lap. Now this is going to be able to going in. Oh man. Just going to be able to brace for impact. Just going to be able to stay on the tarmac. That will be safer to be able to keep it going faster. Okay, just stay on it. This should be able to do much quicker to be able to go as possible to get. I know this is going to get very extremely fast, so we need to be able to do a lot more better ways to go. So looks like safety stop, and then let's go faster to do quicker ways to get there. But sometimes it's going to be able to have a safety race that this is going to be able to do a lot more better to be able to get there. But it gets pretty extremely tougher that we might be able to drive quick as possible. Okay, there is the caution sign just coming in for it. Just going to be able to do much more quicker ways to go. And, oh man, not this part again. Just, oh man, spin out, spin out. Geez, this is going to be too embarrassing to be able to try to maintain the regain control. Well, that costs us a lot of tire amount that this is going to be able to get to the pits. Alright, let's go in, and then let's go and grab a better medium compound tire that I just really going to need. So this is pretty tough, folks. This is going to be pretty tougher if we must be able to drive carefully to get. Alright, let's go and refuel, and this should be able to go. Alright, back onto the medium compound tires, and now this should probably do the trick, and then looks like a minute ahead that this is going to be able to do a little better ways to be able to go for. Okay, let's go. Just going to be able to take a lot more time, and then this is going to get very advanced, that this is going to be able to take a lot more skills to be able to get better. Okay, just keep working fast, then just watch the mileage direction that this is going to be able to go for comfortable ways to go. That should do it. Now, this is going to get pretty possible that if anything else that they need to be able to take the pit stop, this is going to be able to take curious skills that this is going to be able to take. But it always gets a little bit possible that we just also watch the World Tour on the Nürburgring, because they just did pretty well as a pro, that this is going to be able to work harder. But we're all beginners about the X2019 that this is going to be able to take. Okay, just going to have to take a lot of technique basics that this is going to be able to take a lot of racing skills that we should definitely might need to get. It's going to be pretty harder and tougher that we need to be able to do the best we can. Now, looks like the sixth lap is going to be able to going in, and then this is going to be able to take much tougher ways to be able to go. But sometimes when slowing down, that ghosting can occur, that this is going to be able to do a lot more ways to be able to get there. Alright, this is going to get pretty better, but experts can also to drive fast, that this is going to be able to take much longer to be able to hold to endure, but they just definitely might be able to keep it up and get better to do it. Well, speaking of 1 minute ahead, that could be pretty difficult, that things could get pretty complicated, that if we tried to be able to keep up, that could be one handling problem that this is going to be able to take. Okay, looks like going in onto the pits, and now they're changing up onto the racing medium tires, that this is going to get better to be needed as well. So that might get everything, keep it up and go. So looks like I'll just have to be able to stay on it, and then that should be able to do a lot of lucky chances that this is going to be able to take multiple passes to be able to go. There you go. Now moving on to 11th place, that this is going to be able to get there. So this is going to be able to do a lot of excellent handlings that this is going to might need to get. So the TCS 0, that this might give an excellent handling on the Red Bull X2019, that this should be able to come closer to get. Well, it's going to be very difficult, but most of you guys really need to be able to take a lot of efficient handling skills that this might be able to drive like a pro. Be prepared yourself that this is going to be very advanced, that we should probably be able to do a lot of clean corners, that this might be able to go fast. Just gonna do it now, reaching up onto the 7th gear. Okay, just gonna have to take much more time, and then the inside curve without an apex, that this is gonna be might needed as the current landmark that this is gonna be able to have. Okay, this is gonna be quite very excellent, that this is gonna be able to stay on in the 2nd gear. So this might be able to do the trick. If this is going to be able to do plenty of more inside turns of the apex, that this is going to be able to go directly, that this might be able to help out for. Okay, let's just take it slow, and then this is going to be able to do it fast. Okay, keep it tight, and now re-accelerate again, and then this is going to be able to have to wait until the blue flag zone just calling in to be able to give way for faster cars. So this is going to be able to take plenty more moments of seconds until this is going to be able to take everything going on the gap distance will reach up ahead. But it may take some time, because if any drivers didn't get a chance to do it, that might be able to have to take much more practice whenever it's possible. Okay, that's an excellent handling turn, and now this is going to be able to keep coming in for it, so this should be able to do a lot more mileage check, that this is going to be able to go in. Alright, looks like one driver in the pits, and now this is going to be able to have to going on in 10th place, and this should be able to do much more ways to be able to get there, to be able to climb up onto the top position. So it's going to be very rough, that this is going to be able to work quick and fast, that this is going to be able to take most of it. Alright. That should do it. Take that turn, and then goes better to do it. But it might be possible that it's going to be able to have to take a little bit much more ways to get everything to stay up ahead. Okay, whenever it's coming in, but it has to be able to see that a first place opponent is about to be able to come past my current position, so last place drivers are definitely might be able to continue to proceed before the blue flag just called in for it, because this is going to be able to have to do it now. Half amount of the fuel left remaining, folks, because this is going to get everything worked hard to be able to get everything ready. Now, looks like 2-second gap is definitely might be coming closer to go up ahead, but this is going to be very contested, that this is going to be able to take much longer to get. Okay, just gonna have that turn. This should be able to do a lot more better ways to go. Alright, so there it is. Coming in from behind is gonna be able to do a lot more better chances to be able to keep it going, and darn it. Well, that considers to have that draft to take that slipstream will go faster. That should be quite very difficult. Okay, keep up and re-accelerate, and then this is going to be able to do a lot more better ways to go. Oh man. Bummer. The losing control effect that this is going to be occur, but we should probably be able to keep trying and master it, because this race car is very brand new, because we might be able to learn to overcome it and concentrate it that this is going to be able to take. Okay, just going to have that turn. Okay, tire effect is going to be able to do worn out if anything has happened. Well, I hope I might be able to have to keep it endure, so I know that the tire effect, that this is going to be able to be decrease the effect of the duration, that this is going to be able to keep it on hold. Okay, let's going up, and then this is going to be able to take much more better chance to be able to have a 10-second gap, that this will might keep buying some time, but it is going to be quite possible that this is going to be able to have to get. Okay, keep it going. Don't lose that grip, but this is going to be able to do a lot more handling check that this is going to be able to get. Bummer, loses everything. Alright, going back onto the pit, just going to have one more time, and this should be it. Now, it's going to be able to do a lot more possible to be able to do quick tire change besides refuel. Okay, they're coming in, and now let's go. Alright, let's get back in, and now this is going to be able to take the final lap of the race, and then looks like this is going to be able to have the blue flag coming in. Of course, give way to faster cars, this will might proceed. That should be able to give the possible code sign that this is going to be able to do better. Okay, so that could be able to consider to have the 12th lap as the final lap. So let's just gonna go in there, and then this will might proceed. Okay, Tony aka Alua is now behind me, and now this is going to be able to give a better sign way to be able to proceed, and I'll just have to ignore that because he just wants to be able to continue on to press on. Okay, looks like this is going to be able to keep up and keep everything going. So looks like it's almost there. Come on. I could probably made it. This has to be able to make it at last, so this is going to be able to proceed. Alright, so looks like that's everything finally made it at last, so looks like giving a 1 lap plus that this is definitely might be needed for. So looks like that could be pretty tougher, that this is going to be able to take a lot of concentration, that this will might be able to work faster. So that wasn't so bad. That was my first race by using the Red Bull X2019 competition, that this is going to be very tougher to get. So it'll make sure it'll get better next time, or maybe later on in even the Nations Cup. So this is going to be able to do whenever we can. It's a tough race and a tough challenge for us, that we might be able to be prepared for one fast race that this is going to be able to get. Alright, looks like results confirmed, and now this wheel might have a 1 decreased driver rating that this will might come to effect to get. So that wasn't so bad, that no race position needs to be able to have. So this is going to be able to do a lot more better, that this is going to be able to keep trying harder next time. But this is going to be very difficult for the race, so we'll make sure we have to be able to be very much careful not to have many bumps on walls on each other's. So that could be giving a safety risk that this is going to be able to get. Well, of course, that was a fun race that we did. But that was very challenging, that this will might giving us a basic start, that this will might be able to go. Well, looks like that was a very good race, you guys. So looks like this is pretty tough, that this is going to be able to do a lot better, that this is going to be good. So looks like that was a good race C for a 1 make race for a Red Bull X2019 competition. So this is going to be quite very better, that this is going to be able to get. So everything is very competitive for a Red Bull X2019 race car. So this is definitely very fast and very advanced, that we should probably able to learn to master it. It takes a lot of skills that this will might be able to be prepared. So looks like this is a very good carbon fiber race car with the Nations Cup logo on it. So that would be a very good FIA racing in GT Sport, that this is going to be able to get everything ready. So looks like tough challenges for us to be able to get ready. So we should probably able to start taking a lot of practice, because if you already did. So we'll make sure we'll have to keep trying until we might be able to get better for having a 1 good improved Red Bull race car, that this is going to be able to get a lot of excellent SRs. Will might be able to drive faster to increase the rating. Will might be able to go in. But it will might takes a lot of skills, so we just really going to have to learn it to be able to master this race car, because it's very challenging. Alright, you guys, glad that you really enjoyed this race. Thank you for watching, and be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel for reaching up a 100 subscriber goal. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and bell for notification uploads if you like, and the links on the description down below if you want to see more, if you're interested. I'll be seeing you guys next time on the daily race on Gran Turismo Sport, and I'll see you guys later. Keep on racing, stay cool.